Morning, Sergey. We'll get started here in a few minutes. Just allow folks to join us. Morning, Tracy. All right, we'll go ahead and start by sharing the risk disclosure, guys. All right. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and get started. Just again, want to remind everyone that the content that's being distributed herein by the market trader is to be treated as general information only. None of the information provided by the company or contained herein is intended as investment advice and offer to buy, sell, recommend, endorse, sponsor any security, company, or fund. Again, use of this information contained is to be used at your own risk, and the company, as partners, representatives, agents, employees, contractors, assume no responsibility or liability for any use or misuse of this information. Okay. We all understand that future trading does contain a fair amount of risk. It is not for every investor. An investor could potentially lose all or more of their initial investment, and only risk capital money that can be lost without jeopardizing one's financial security should be used in trading, and only those individuals with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. Again, nothing contained herein is a solicitation to buy, sell futures, options, or Forex, and past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Okay. So now that we've gotten the risk disclosure out of the way, we'll go ahead and move on to our news portal here and take a look and see what kind of news is in play or has been reported. Okay. Or maybe has the potential of impacting us in some fashion. Okay. So let's take a look here. Just make sure that is visible to everyone. Okay, so here we are at 9 a.m. We have the Case Shiller report. We have the job opening report coming in at 10 a.m. again. We have consumer confidence coming in at 10 a.m. And then we have some yields. And then we have, some earnings. Okay, so as I mentioned before, this is a big earnings week. Okay, this week is heavy on the earning side, which again could impact the number of markets here. Okay, so and then I think the last one again we should be all aware of at this point is the option expiration that we have, European option expiration that we have at 10 a.m. every day. Okay, that's part of the reason why I wait until generally 10 a.m. before I participate in the market. That's generally kind of my starting time for opportunities. Okay. All right. Let's see. Now let's go ahead and move into the charts here. Okay, we'll go ahead and open up my charting platform. Just kind of taking a look here at the ES to start, but we're not going to start with the ES, guys. We're going to move into the gold. All right, market. We're going to remove all our drawings. We don't have any drawings. We're going to shut down some of our indicators here, guys. Okay, and then basically we're going to start off with the daily chart, and basically ask the question, what is the market trying to accomplish? And you can easily see here that the market is really trying to establish new highs. Okay, we continue to be in this bullish bullish channel to the upside, and we are, beginning to, threaten new highs here at 27. I guess, as far as closed highs, 27. Let's see what this level is here. Closed high is 27.63. This is, 27.63 appears to be the high. Okay. So daily chart, very much aligned with the bullish sentiment here. Okay. You can see that the ADX indicator is also aligned with this view. We see that the positive DI is kind of waning here a bit. You can see with these overlapping candles, but nonetheless, the momentum indicator is still indicating that we have a relatively strong move in play at the moment. Okay, moving on to the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart, again, similar kind of thing. You can see that we have a lot of overlap. Okay, in our price structure here. Okay, we are above the 233-day EMA. This line here is our 233-day EMA. You can see that price is well above it. Okay, indicating again that the market is very much bullish. Okay, of late, okay, the slope of price is kind of, I would say, kind of has stalled here. We've been in kind of range since the beginning of the market yesterday. Okay, we've been in kind of this range price action. We really haven't made any serious highs, and when we did make a serious high, we got a little bit of a gap down, which we filled, or are in the process of filling today. Okay. So again, market still bullish, but I would say that of late has been a little bit in range here, right? Notice that as I move this candle down in this area, very, very little areas where this line is basically serving as a direction, right? So you see this area right here, not really establishing anything as far as direction, right? So that by definition is range. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and move into our 30-minute chart. We'll start to do a little bit of analysis here. This is kind of the time frame that I look at the most besides the 4-hour. Okay. And the 15-minute. Those are kind of my go-to time frames. Okay. To kind of get a feel for what the market is trying to accomplish. So we'll start from bottom up here before we look at price. We'll try to get a sense of what's taking place from an ADX perspective. Okay, we see that momentum is starting to pick up on whatever direction it's currently in. We are seeing that the positive DI is losing a little bit of steam, and the negative DI is starting to show signs that maybe it's in the process of making a move higher here. Okay, we look at the volume delta. We see more sell orders than buy orders. Okay, and then ultimately we look at price. Okay, and price, you can see here that we closed out a bearish candle. I would say that's not the strongest of bearish candles given the buying wick. Okay, but we have a follow through candle that's also equally maybe even more stronger to the downside. Okay. So again, right now, as I mentioned, it does look like that we are maybe in a bit of range here. Okay. So maybe the top end of the range here at 27.57.4. Bottom end of the range is right around this EMA level at 27.40. Okay. So again, we have to anticipate, maybe some continued range price action. Okay. So next thing I'm going to draw here, just for illustrative purposes here, we're going to go ahead and draw in our fixed range volume profile. I'm going to locate the opening of Monday. Okay. To start this process. Okay. So let's see here. Make sure I have the full range here. Okay. Okay, so we'll go ahead and locate Monday. Start of Monday here is back right about here. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and draw in my fixed range volume profile right about here, and then draw this across. Okay, right about there. Okay, so you can see here that we had a relatively narrow range. Okay, on Monday. I'm sure you guys, felt that, experienced that in the market. It was a difficult market to trade, to be honest, on Monday. Okay. Um, so we had a rally. Okay. After the markets closed during, I guess, maybe the start of Asia. All right. And then, and during the London session, we've been kind of in this kind of overlapping price action again, not really giving us much in the way of direction in this market. Okay, now what we can say is that price is above value. Okay, which is an indication that bulls are in control of the market. Price currently is above our daily VWAP. Now, I want to be careful here because our daily VWAP is relatively flat here. Okay. And we see that price is kind of, come to the top and to the bottom. VWAP really hasn't given us a good, how you say, a reference or even a point in which that we can maybe potentially manage our risk. It's been kind of, in some ways, not respected, right? So again, along these lines, we had a nice, VWAP kind of followed the direction, but of late, I guess maybe the tail end of Asia into the start of London, we've been kind of in this overlapping price. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to draw here is going to open up is I'm going to open up my initial balance range before I. So this is our initial balance range. Our initial balance range is relatively tight. But it is also the first, really only about the first 15 minutes of the market. Okay. So again, the tighter the initial balance range, the more of a trending opportunity it gets created here. Okay. The narrower the range, the greater likelihood that we could potentially get a break of that range. Okay. In either direction. Okay. All right. Next thing I'm going to draw here is as you can see here, these things play out. Okay. In the market, we see that price has reached the average daily range high and stalled. Okay. Now we're up at this range. We're kind of stuck up here. And we've reacted already once, twice, third time, fourth time, and maybe even a fifth. Okay. So until this area gets broken, I would say 2768. And what I mean by broken, I need a close above this area, right? We should be looking at this area, as a potential area for reversal, maybe the top end of our range, right? We continue to trade the bottoms and the tops until price indicates something else. Okay, all right. So we have our ADR ranges. I think I'm at a position now where I can go ahead and add my levels for this market. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do that. So we're going to locate our levels. We'll copy those in, spot check them. Okay. So here we are, right about here. Here are our levels that we're going to be tracking here. Okay. So we're just going to go ahead and spot check some of these. We have our average session range, which I don't have in the chart at the moment. We'll go ahead and open. Okay, so this I believe is probably London. It is. Okay, this is our London ASR. All right. I think at this point I should be able to open up New York here. Okay. Now New York is a little bit further down. Okay, average session wise. So let's go ahead and go with the London range for now. We probably need to wait until the actual New York session opens here at 9:30. Okay, so we'll go ahead and use the London session. That'll be our reference level for now. Okay, so we'll need to maybe potentially modify my average session range. So I have 2779 here on the 5. Okay, on the top end. And then on the bottom end, I have, let's see, average session range low is 2756.1. Okay, so we'll modify that 2756.1. Okay. So yeah, so let's spot check these items here. So we have at value area high coming in at 27, let's see, 27, what is that? 2756.8 is our value area high. We'll go ahead and modify, change that 2756.8. Okay. Our value area range low is 2752.8. 2752.8. Okay. And then our point of control is 2754. Okay, that seems to be in line. Our settlement price is also around that area at 2754.7. Okay, that's our settlement price, 54.7. Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and copy this into my spreadsheet. Okay. Make sure we have accurate numbers here for you guys. Okay, we're going to go ahead and bold. Oh, this is daily. And this is session. Okay. So we're going to put that in bold. Bold that. And we're going to bold this value area high. We're going to bold this value area low. All right. So what to make of this market? Okay. Well, like I said, we seem to be in a little bit of a kind of rangy price action of late, right? So right now, I think the next thing I'm going to draw here is my anchor VWAP. Okay. And then what is going to be my low here? Well, I think I'm going to go with something like this. Okay. So this is probably almost the same level here. London started around here somewhere, I think. Let's see. Yeah. London is also equally. So we have price, okay, making an attempt to get above both the anchor VWAP as well as the daily VWAP. But I guess what's maybe a word of caution is that, we've been down this road before, right? We've been down this road before in the recent past where price has exceeded the daily VWAP, has exceeded the anchor VWAP, and eventually failed. Okay, so my view on this is that if I'm going to go long, then I really need to either wait for price to get to a better level. Okay, right, and that the level would maybe be something like maybe down by value area high. Okay, which we already got a reversal away from. Okay, or so yeah, value area high, ADR or ASR low are a couple of areas that of interest. Now, if price does not come back down, okay, to these levels, then I would need to see maybe a break of price above initial balance, and then see something like this, and then maybe look to participate in a pullback. Okay, something like this. Okay, so I'm not necessarily participate in the break, but participate in the pullback of whatever move that it eventually makes. Okay, I'm really, in order to avoid this kind of action that's going on here, that's happened in the recent past. Ideally, I'd like to see price get above 2768 and hold. Okay, if I can get price above 2768 and hold, again, I can use 2768 as my reference level. Now, As far as indicators go, XAV, I use a number of free indicators. Okay, so settlement price, you just type in settlement price, and that will give you the price at which price closed. ADR levels, you just type ADR levels in TradingView, and that will give you these bars. Okay, that I've kind of color coordinated. Okay. The only one that's proprietary is this ASR indicator. Okay, that is that's custom. And if you're interested in that, you'll have to kind of indicate to me either through DM me or something along those lines. Message me, and I can give you maybe a 7-day trial on this ASR tool, average session range tool. Everything else that you see here is readily available in TradingView just by typing the names that you have here on the left-hand side. Okay. All right. So I think that's pretty much what I have right now. I guess my view is, I'm leaning a bit to the bullish side, but I'm going to be perfectly frank with you. I'm not liking, or I'm not really open or to participate in this kind of area. Okay. I'm not really interested in participating in this area until I get some sort of clean break. Specifically, the break that I'm looking for is a break of initial balance, and then maybe then I'm looking at this, because this right here, this is not an area that I'd like to participate in the market. It's too much indecision, a lot of lack of direction. I want to involve myself in markets that have taken, have made an initiative move and sustained it. We've made some initiative moves here, but have not been sustained. So I do not want to participate in this. So I need to see something that indicates to me that whatever move it's about to make is going to be sustained. Okay. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at in the gold. I'll take a quick peek here at the chat, see if there's any questions. If we have any questions on gold right now, like I said, I'm not overly impressed or in wanting to participate in gold right off the get-go. Initial balance range is, in line and supportive, but I think what I would like to see is some sort of price to indicate to me a break of this level in either direction. Okay. If honestly, I feel like maybe the downside might have a little bit more momentum to the downside. I'm not sure. GC seems narrow channel, not too much of a move. Yes, this channel is quite narrow, very difficult to trade, George. Okay, I would say. Okay, so yes, I'm more of the opinion that I want to wait for price to break a certain level in either direction. Specifically, what I'm going to be looking at is the initial balance range. And once I do get that break, maybe that will give me the reference level that I need to support in this case, maybe a bullish trade, or, we can equally have a break to the downside, at which point I would like to participate on the pullback of that. So that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. Okay. Yes. Stochastic might be providing bearish. The ADX indicator is really telling me absolutely nothing. Okay, I have a set of overlapping DI indicators. I do see that there is, volume delta is positive, right? We're getting more buy orders than sell orders, but ADX is really not telling me that there's any sort of direction at all in the current movement. Okay, and if there's no direction at all, I would be better served in looking for opportunities in other instruments. Okay. All right. So before we move on to the crude oil chart, I just want to kind of, I guess encourage folks who are in the room that if what I'm sharing with you resonates or supports your ability to analyze the markets, to one, hit the like button, two, to be alerted of things in the future. You can also subscribe. Okay. Really trying to build out the channel, and I'm very supportive of the folks that have are regular attendees of these sessions. Okay. So again, don't be shy with the likes. Okay, don't be shy with the likes, guys. More importantly, encourage you guys to make a comment or two. Also, as I make these recorded videos, if you can watch those, again, I'm trying to get to a point where I could potentially get some compensation for these things or what I'm doing right now. I'm getting zero compensation from anyone, and also encourages me to to want to do this on a daily basis. Okay. So let's go ahead now. Now that I've given my kind of marketing spiel here, my sales spiel, let's go ahead and move on to the crude oil chart. Okay. Actually going to go back here and open up maybe an overlay here. I don't see the overlay was missing. A higher time for overlay. Going to open that up. Okay. Well, the overlay is also equally as undecided here. Okay. So I was hoping maybe the higher time frame. No, this is not Coach Vince. No, I am Coach Ray Tech. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and start to take a look at the market, the crude oil market here. I'm going to shut down some of these indications, these indicators here, and really start looking initially at the daily chart. Okay. Trying to get a sense for the general direction of the market. And you can see here we had a gap down. Okay. And we're down in an area where we could potentially expect to see some support. Okay. On the daily chart. Now, if we do get a close, I would say below 67.34, then I would say I'm looking to the left to see where this price can go. I have to go pretty far back before I start to see some areas where price can head to. Now, I don't know for those who are head and shoulder aficionados. Okay, you can see relatively easy. Okay, we have what the left shoulder, right? Left shoulder here. We have the head, right? Head, and then we have a right shoulder, right? Okay. So the aficionados would tell you that if we take a measure, of the I guess I don't know, this area right here down to the neckline, right? That this is kind of the move that we could expect to see, right? At some point, right? Down to this level. So this is telling us that price maybe can head down to about 60 at some point, right? That's what the kind of this head and shoulder pattern is telling us. But this is the daily chart, right? This could take days before that happens. Okay. All right. All right. So again, looking at this chart looks a bit bearish to me. Okay. I would say that we are in an area of demand. All right. You can see that we are in an area of demand. So this could be the springboard. Okay. Just like it was a springboard here, could be the springboard for some price to move higher. Okay. If we start to see a breakdown, if we start to see price break structure to the downside, well, I've already given you an estimate as to what the head and shoulder pattern is telling us. Head and shoulder pattern is telling us this market can go all the way down to 60. Okay, and if I start to maybe doing a little bit of Fibonacci analysis on this swing, okay, this could even head lower, right? So if I do, let's see, something like this swing here, all right, and take this measure, well, you can see we have another set of confluence here down around this 62 level. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing right now on the daily chart. And crude oil is that it's looking a bit bearish, but I do understand I am in an area of demand. Okay, why do I say that I'm in an area of demand? Well, look, have we made a new low, right? Have we reacted off of an area here? This is not resistant, it's supportive, right? We've come up, came back down, rallied away from it, come down, haven't really rallied away from it. We haven't made a new low. We have a very indecisive candle being developed at the moment. Okay, moving on to the 4-hour chart. Okay, 4-hour chart. Okay, so again, our negative indicator is telling us that they're still very much in control. Okay, we have some buying coming in, but that's being met with some sellers above us. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and expand that a bit. This is our overlay here, higher on a higher time frame. We can see, well, this is actually the same view. If not, let's see what this is. Higher time frame. This might be the daily. Yes. Let's move this to the 4-hour. Okay. So that's the kind of how I use it. Okay. So you see a rejection candle happening here, being developed here on the 4-hour. Okay. We had a nice W pattern, right? You can see the W pattern, right? Nice W pattern being established here. But so far, price has not accepted higher prices, has not accepted price above this level. Okay. So market still looks very much bearish, although as I mentioned before, we've kind of reached an area of support or demand here. Okay, moving on to the 30-minute chart. Okay, looking at the 30-minute chart. Okay, we are already in the open. Okay, the market has already opened on us here. So I'm just spot checking here, make sure I've captured the correct level, which I have. This is our value area range. You can see that price is coming into value. All right, we have our initial balance range. This is our daily VWAP. I'm kind of inclined to draw my anchored VWAP here at this level. This is the start of London. Okay. All right. So you can see that price is beginning to get to breach both the anchor VWAP and the daily VWAP to the downside. We are seeing that price is coming back inside value here, right? Okay, so this almost feels like maybe a value area acceptance play. Okay, so it feels like that will probably reach 67.49. Okay, or the edge of value before we see any significant reversal in price. Okay, that's kind of what I'm seeing. All right now. Okay. So let's go ahead and add our levels to this chart here, okay? And we'll spot check those. All right. So here's our levels. We'll just put these up on here on the top. Okay. All right. So we have our value area high, which we're currently challenging. Okay. We're going to go ahead and extend that line across here. All right. We're going to bring this down here somewhere in that range. There's our value area high, which price is currently breaching. Okay. So if we get a close inside, okay, I would say at minimum the 15-minute chart, again, we have an opportunity for price to kind of maybe extend all the way down to this low here, at least. Okay. So let's take a quick look here. Value area high is 68.02, which seems in order. Okay. Value area low is coming in at 67.53. I have 67.42, so we'll modify that. 67.53. Okay. And then let's see, average daily range. We're going to go ahead and open up. We're kind of in the middle of the range here. Average daily range high is coming in at what is it? 69.12 is our average daily range high. So we're going to go ahead and modify that. 69.12 is our average daily range high. 69.12 is our average daily range high. Let's see. Our average daily range low is 66.92. So we'll modify that. 66.92. That's roughly 66.92. Okay, average daily range low. And then we open up ASR. We're going to go ahead and open that up for London. Oh, that is London. Okay, so we are currently reversing away from this average session range low from London. Okay, so let's capture that level. 68.17 seems to be the high, so we'll add that here. 68.17, 8.17. Average session range high. We have average session range low coming in at 66.34. 66.34. Okay. All right. See, anything else I should be calling out here? We got settlement. We'll open that up. Settlement is coming in at 68.01. Our point of control is coming in at 67.89. Okay, modify that. 67.89. All right. I think that's pretty much what levels I want to capture here. Okay. We're just going to copy this into the spreadsheet. Make sure that you guys all have the latest and greatest here. Okay. We're going to indicate that these levels have updated. Okay. Session low. And okay. All right. So what to make of this market? Well, like I said before, right now, price, assuming that this closes below anchored VWAP, daily VWAP, and settlement, then I would say the natural direction for this market is lower. Okay. That's kind of my current view. Now, if I'm of the opinion that I'd like to go long, okay, in this market, well, I have to look at the lows of the day and potentially these ADR extensions, a low below. Okay, that would probably be the area that I would like to be a part of any sort of long. Not really interested in any longs here unless I get some sort of evidence that it's able to break above 68.32. Okay, at which point then maybe I take the retracement, okay, of that level. Right now, my view is that it's going to head lower, but that doesn't mean that it can't, break and change my view. Okay, but I need to see price break some structure to the upside before I'm willing to entertain a long. Okay, anchor VWAP, it's already been drawn here, Alejandro. This anchor VWAP I drew from this almost the start of London. You can see that price has made it below anchor VWAP here, right? Below anchor VWAP. Right now, we're kind of debating on whether it's going to close below anchor VWAP, right? We see a little bit of buying wick coming off maybe this consolidation area, which could translate into something higher. Okay. All right. So right now, the question is this going to be a pullback of this swing? Okay. Is that what this is? Or is this going to be a kind of, move back through value down to the other end of value, more like a value acceptance trade? Okay. So are we going to stay inside value and traverse through it? Or are we going to rally above it? We're starting to see a little bit of candle action that indicates that it's trying really hard to close above value. If it does, that could be the springboard where we can see some price headed higher, at which point we have some targets above us that we can use to manage our trades. Okay, so that's kind of what I have for crude oil. I'm going to take a peek here and see if there's any questions about my analysis here. But like I said, my line in the sand here is going to be value area high. My anchored and daily VWAP are going to tell me what direction do they want to take this market. If I do get closes above them, then maybe my view begins to change. But I really honestly need to see a break of something here. I need to see a break of initial balance high or a break of price in really for me to embrace a long. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to the equities. The equities are everyone's favorite market. Okay. So we kind of leave the best for last, I guess, so to speak. So we're going to go ahead and turn off our levels here. Okay. We're going to go ahead and turn off initial balance as well. And basically, we're going to start off with our daily chart and basically start to see, okay, and ask the question, what is the market trying to accomplish? Yes, definitely bearish trend in oil, no doubt. Okay. All right. Okay. So looking at this, okay, I'm going to, again, remove my drawings. You can see of late that we really, have not been in any, initially this was looking, I don't know, this is back from Friday. You know, we did make an attempt to make a newer high. It failed. Okay. We tried to make another newer high. It failed. And now we're inside all of this. Okay. So the question is, and this looks quite indecisive. Is it going to go up or is it going to go down? For me, it feels like maybe this is going to head lower. Okay. Based on the daily chart. Okay. I'm looking at the delta. Volume delta is really not giving us giving us an idea here on the direction. Okay. Our ADR is indicating more in the way of the bullish move. Okay. I can understand that because we are kind of sloping higher. But this price action that we're seeing here, the fact that it's not able to make a new high, okay, leads me to believe that maybe the next path or of the auction, okay, is to the downside. Okay. So if maybe the trend line that I might follow, although I don't use trend lines, I generally like to use, but this trend line here, if I'm going to remain bullish, I want price to remain above that trend line. Okay. If price begins to break below, and it attempted, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, right, each time was met with buyers. Okay. So are we going to get a 7th time? Okay. So in any case, that might be a line that I might want to use to kind of track this progression that we're making in the market. All right. Looking at the 4-hour chart. Okay. We need to speed this up here a little bit because I know some of you guys actually trade the opening session here. So for our chart, what is that telling us? Well, we have a declining ADX indicator. We have the positive DI is coming to kind of hug our negative DI. So is it going to bounce off of it? Okay. And return continue to move higher? Or is the negative DI going to cross the positive, and we start to see that the ADX give us an indication that maybe there's some legs behind this bearish action that we're seeing. Okay, right now the volume delta is really not telling us much of anything. Pretty neutral. Okay, with respect to volume delta. So we'll have to wait for the open of the market to kind of clear that up a little bit. But let's go ahead and start with some of our indicators here, guys. So we have our ADR here. We've come off ADR, kind of rallied during, I guess, beginning of Monday. We've kind of sold off a bit, okay, starting on Monday. We're going to go ahead and open up ASR here, if I can locate it, find it. Okay, ASR, ¿dónde estás? I think this is it right here. Okay, this is a 4-hour chart. So let's move on to the 30-minute. Okay, so this is our ASR. We're going to go ahead and make sure that says London for now. Okay, there's our ASR for London. Yeah, we're at the 30-minute. Okay, so here's our ASR. Okay, we're going to go ahead and add our levels to this. Okay. Here are our levels that we're tracking. Okay. Now, a couple things I want to call out here. Let's see. I see that price is below value. Okay. Not below value, below VWAP. Okay. But we've been here before. Okay. Right now, the VWAP is probably not the best of indicators. All right. To follow at this point. Okay. Because our VWAP is the slope of the VWAP is relatively flat. And when we have a relatively flat VWAP, that's an indication of rangy price action. Okay. Because we've had rallies above VWAP, even a test of VWAP only to fail. Okay. So next thing I might want to draw here is my anchored VWAP. And I'm going to go ahead and pick this rally here that it made here at the maybe tail end of Asia. Okay. And you can see that our anchor VWAP is also indicating that price is below. Next thing, settlement price. Well, look. Okay. Here we are below anchor VWAP, below daily VWAP, below settlement. Okay. What is that telling us? Well, that's telling us that maybe we are headed lower. Okay. until we can get price to close above any of these levels, if we can't get price to close above any of these levels, then my view is that we are headed lower. Okay. So we can't draw initial balance because initial balance is not available to us just yet. We've drawn in our, so the only thing that remains to be drawn here is our volume profile. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and locate my volume profile. I'm going to look at the open of Monday. The open of Monday. Okay. Sorry, guys. Lack of coffee starting to come through. Here we are. Okay. So our value, look, so everything is below value, right? Price is below value, right? Unless we can get back inside value, I would say that the view and the direction of this market is lower. Okay. Now that could quickly change, right? Sometimes the most obvious things we have to be guarded with, right? But right now, if I had to pick a direction, I would say that the direction is lower. Now, where am I wrong? Well, I'm wrong if we get price to close back inside 20,520, with that is the low end of value. Okay, that's where I'm wrong. Okay, above this candle, right? But for now, I would say that the view of this market, or the move of this market, is going to be lower. Okay, you can see here in our ADR indicator here, right? You see that we have our negative DI is above our positive. We started to see momentum indicating that the direction that we're currently in is carries a little bit of support. Okay, so that's kind of maybe a secondary how we say correlation that we're having on the ADX side for a continued move to the downside. Okay. Let's see. Anything else I should be saying about let's see, just 25.15. Yeah. Is there anything any questions on NASDAQ? If not, then probably going to go ahead and move on to the ES, because we have about 11 minutes before that market opens. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll open up the ES and we'll do the same thing we did before. We're going to turn off all these levels. Okay. Not the EMA, but this over here. All right. And we'll ask ourselves a question on the daily. Well, what is the market trying to accomplish? Well, the market of late. Yeah, you're welcome, XAV. Don't be shy with the subscribes. Don't be shy with the likes. And hopefully you found it helpful. Okay. All right. So here we are. We've been in this bullish structure. I feel like the market feels like it's maybe tiring here a little bit on the upside. Okay. We're developing a bullish, not a bullish, but a bearish engulfing candle. Okay. We started to break some of the things that I look for. You guys always call me Picasso here. Well, Picasso is seeing that we're starting to see signs that we want to break below here. Okay. Right. This candle here is peeking its head below this channel line. Okay. If that happens, all right, if we get an actual close, right, then, feels like that we are potentially headed lower in this market. Okay. Now, where could it stop? Well, this is the first stop. Okay. If it manages to get it below 57.48, well, the next stop is down to 5,500. Okay. That's kind of what I'm seeing on the daily chart. Looking at the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart, okay, we see that same channel I drew on the daily. We see that we see price peaking below it. We see our negative DI above our positive. The only thing that's lacking is that the slope of this ADX line is not quite moving up, right? Because it's kind of sloping down, indicating that right now that momentum is still not in place. Our volume delta is really not telling us much of anything. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to our 30-minute chart. Okay, so again, we can see that price is below. When talking in SA, what are you confirmations should you look for? When talking sustained auction, what are my confirmations? Well, you obviously you want to see some of these secondary indicators to align with your view, right? of sustaining. Okay. You want to see kind of like what we're seeing here, right? We see that our 233-day EMA is supportive of a bearish move, where you want to see price break prior structure, okay, to the downside. Okay. So these are all indications of potential sustained auction to the downside. Okay. You want to see continued price events aligned with your view of whatever direction you're looking for on the sustained auction side. Okay. So let's continue our analysis here. Okay. But that's a couple of thoughts there on the confirmations for sustained auction. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and open up our anchored VWAP here. We're going to go ahead and locate London here. All right, so right now we see that price is below, right? We're below our daily VWAP and our anchor VWAP. We're going to go ahead and open up. Yeah, right now, yes, you would be paying retail, but you have some levels above, right? You have some levels above anchor VWAP and daily VWAP that could serve as low reference levels. Yes, I agree that you are paying retail for a sell at the moment, right? So I would maybe see if I can get maybe a little bit of a pullback. We did get a little bit of a pullback here, back up to close to this anchor VWAP. Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and open up our fixed range volume profile here. We're going to go ahead and locate the start of Monday, which is here. Okay, drag that across to here, and you can see that price is below value. Okay, so everything indicating right now, okay, is lower. Now, if I'm a seller of this market, I want to sell strength. One of the areas that I would like to stock is this area right here. Okay, this area where we have value area low. Okay, this is going to, if price is going to remain in this bearish structure, price will not go inside value. Okay, so this would be a logical area to sell. Okay, it depends on what type of trade I'm looking for here. If I'm looking for a scalp kind of trade, maybe a scalp trade back to VWAP, yes. Okay. You could, but that's really the only thing that I would entertain on the buy side would be more of the mean reversion variety, right? And I do the same. I usually wait for the initial balance to establish. I would not be too keen on taking on trades 5 minutes before the open of the market. Okay, so if I'm looking buy, well, I need to find a reference level to buy. What reference level can I use to support a buy? Well, I can look at average daily range. Okay, well, average daily range is giving me a level at 58.40. Okay, that would be a level where I might take a buy with the hope, with the I shouldn't say hope, with the expectation that price will make it back to at least VWAP. Okay, so that's kind of what I would be looking for. Reference levels, right? What reference levels can I see or use to support my view? I'm just not going to randomly. I'm not going to randomly place a buy order in a random location, right? I need some sort of reference level. This is London's ASR low. This is a ADR low. These are two logical low levels where we could expect, or could not expect, but we could see a reversal in price. Okay, right? But given this structure to the downside, my expectation on where this trade could go needs to be muted. It may only make it up to anchor VWAP or daily VWAP or back up to value. Okay, a value area low. It's not going to necessarily go to the moon. I'm still dealing with bearish structure here, right? Price is sloping down. I don't want to swim upstream necessarily, right? Okay. Let's go ahead and add our levels here, guys, really quick. Market's about to open here in about 4 minutes. So we'll just add our levels here that I'm tracking. Okay. So here are our levels, price levels. Again, for me, it's all about price levels first. Okay. Price levels first and then price action second, right? I want to be at a good level to support whatever view of trade that I want to be in. These are some of the levels that I'm tracking. Okay. I probably need to adjust my average session range. I do. This needs to be more like 44.25. Okay. 44.25. This is my average session range low. Okay. My average session range high is 58.84. Okay. So this needs to, I need to obviously update that. Okay. Right. So these are kind of my levels that I look for. And then I wait for price action to indicate whether these levels are going to be supported or not. Simple as that. It's levels first, location, 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 and then price action to determine whether it's going to be reactive or not. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's see. So like I said, guys, right now, you know, we're about to open up the market here. Okay. Like I said, this area right here would be a logical area to support maybe a long in the market. This could easily be kind of a fake out move where we kind of peak below and kind of rally higher. Okay. This is obviously a good area. I just don't know where the bottom is, guys. That's the problem. If I knew where the bottom is, then I would buy it all day long. Right. But right now, the reference levels that I have are these two. Okay. But I think it would be wise for you to wait for the initial balance range to establish. Okay. And then let the break of initial balance provide you the direction of where they want to take the market. Okay. So this is kind of what I'm seeing in the ES, guys. I'm going to go ahead and take a peek here of the Dow. All right. And then we'll go ahead and close off the session. All right. So we're kind of taking a peek at the Dow. We're seeing that the 4-hour, is kind of indicating here already. Let's take a look at the daily. Okay. Let's turn off some of our levels here. Not interested in initial balance when I'm looking at the daily chart. Okay. So you can see here that we are at a point here where, see, remove drawings. Okay. Well, over the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, we've been in bearish structure. We had yesterday was positive, but look at what today has brought more negative. Okay. Now, if we manage to get below 42,255, yeah, likewise, Alejandro. If we do manage to get below 42,255, I don't see any reason why we cannot get down to 41,956 and maybe potentially down to 41,229. But I need to see a price. I need to see a new low, okay, in order to kind of embrace that view, okay, because I am in an area of support, okay. There was no follow through right, as of yet, okay, on this bullish attempt to bring the market back higher, okay. All right, looking at the 4-hour chart. Okay, 4-hour chart, market has already opened on us. So 4-hour chart is developing again another bearish candle in otherwise bearish structure. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but this is bearish. All right, I understand that maybe I might be paying retail here. Okay, if I decide to go short, but I'm not gonna pick a bottom, right? Because chances are I'm gonna be the wave of bears are just gonna overwhelm me. Okay. I see the negative DI, okay, is above my positive DI. Now, the only thing that's missing here is that I'd like to see this ADX indicator kind of curl up to really embrace this view of short, okay? Moving on to the 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart, here we are. We have a series of candles to the downside. You can see that our ADX indicator is indicating that there is a fair amount of strength to the downside. Our negative DI is above, which also indicates our 4-hour is also indicating down. A lot of things telling us that it's headed lower here. Okay, the settlement price is below settlement. Price is below daily VWAP. Price is below our anchor VWAP. I'm about to draw here. I'm sure. Okay. So I'm locating, let's say this is the top of London here. You can see that even London, top of London, we are in a potential move to the downside. Okay. Let's see. We'll go ahead and open up ADR. ADR has already reached and exceeded ADR low. Okay. We're going to go ahead and open up ASR. ASR is this is the US, I believe. Yeah, New York session. Okay. So this is kind of our new range that we'll be looking at here on the US side. I'm just going to capture a couple of these levels, guys, because I know some of you do not have access to ASR, for example. So I'm going to call out 42,230. Okay, 230 as our ASR low. Okay, and then ASR high is coming in at 42,596 is our ASR high. Okay. And then let's see. The next thing I want to call out here, and we'll open this up here, is our value area. Okay. So just waiting for this value area to establish here. Turn this on here. I'm not seeing it. Why it's not getting drawn. Okay. All right, let's do this a different way. All right, here are our levels. You can see above, this is our value area. Okay, this would be a logical area for me to participate to the sell side up here. Okay. We have, yeah, so value area low. So yeah, price is below value. Okay. We're going to go ahead and open up initial balance here. Okay, so we have a developing range here. We've got wicks on both ends of the candle. We are at ADR ADR low, okay, which could cause price to reverse, okay. But again, we remain in kind of bearish structure here. So again, we need to be careful, certainly with the shorts, because we are at areas where we could see some buyers. Like I said, I would be keen, okay, to look for a short back up at this level. All right, that would be my kind of go-to area. All right, for a short. If I'm looking long, well, I'm at a logical location, assuming that we can get price above ADR, maybe above ABI initial balance high, then that could maybe give us a springboard for maybe a move back above or higher. Okay, but I need to see some sort of price event. All right, this is kind of where my price channels come into play, right? If I'm going to draw some channels here. Okay, I need price to get above this channel, close above this channel for me to even begin to entertain a long. Okay, if it cannot break this channel to the upside, I'm not interested. I need to continue looking for short trades. Okay, all right. I think that's it, guys. That's all I have really that I wanted to share with respect to the Dow. Like I said, overall, I would say that the equities are looking a bit bearish. Okay. So again, I would say we need to come in, be patient, wait for the initial balance to establish for these instruments. And then once the initial balance is established, then we can maybe take an execution or two supporting that direction. Okay. All right, guys. So trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro, be a market trader, guys. So again, as you exit the door, guys, don't be shy with the likes and subscribes. Also, it would encourage you guys as videos become available on YouTube to go ahead and spend some time reviewing them, because that looks like that's factored into the calculation here as far as whether I'm considered an influencer or not. I'd like to think that I'm influencing your ability to navigate these markets, guys, in a positive way. Okay, I'd like to think that. Yeah. Otherwise, guys, I'll see some of you in the Coaches Raise room on Top Step TV. or not Top Step TV, on Top Step Discord. Otherwise, we'll pick up during group coaching. All right. Thank you, Anthony. Well, appreciate that. Okay. Yeah. Trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro, be a market trader. All right, guys. Have an excellent day trading, and we'll talk soon.